Oh my God, you are too tired to clap now? You're too tired to clap? Table 4, I need to hear you clap. There you go, thank you very much. Are you having a good evening, ladies and gentlemen? I've got to say, Paul has got some wicked shoes on tonight. He's toned down the glasses, but the shoes are extraordinary. So congratulations to Paul for this evening, and thank you to my friend Sanjeev for hosting this evening. Where are you, Sanj? Well, good job. Now, moving on. From surfing in Snowdonia to relaxing in her parents' garden, she's an award-winning TV presenter with a deep passion for the countryside, which stems from her childhood. Without question, a woman of great tenacity who continues to challenge, champion diversity, and shows us what she is made of. And she can really shake a tush. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just have a look at her career.
A presenter never far from the primetime limelight, she began her career at the age of 14, hosting her own show on Sunrise Radio. This sparked a love of broadcasting, which she studied at university, before beginning her rise to small-screen stardom, presenting Channel 5 news program The Edit. The show proved to be the launchpad Anita needed, and soon she became one of the most recognized faces on British television. Her work on juggernauts like Countryfile and The One Show has ensured that Anita has found her way into millions of homes throughout the country. Yet her personal reflections on the human impact of the partition of India showed a very different side to her. My Family, Partition and Me, India 1947, told the human impact of one of the country's most historically important events, and one that still resonates today. It also won her a Royal Television Society Award for Best Presenter. Of course, tonight she has something far better. The Asian Award for Outstanding Achievement in Television.
And the winner is Anita Rani.
Able to win over audiences across the nation as well as deliver emotionally personal, hard-hitting accounts of tragedy. She's television royalty and a national treasure, if ever there was one.
Second best for the hustlers, gangsters, bad bitches and your ugly ass friends.
Wow, thank you so much, Asian Awards. Thank you, Paul, in your glitzy shoes. This is amazing. In the year 2000, I became a migrant. I left my beloved Yorkshire and moved south. I moved to London to take their money and their men. 1 out of 2 is not bad. And also, you know, to start working in television, a career that I absolutely adore, a job that I absolutely love. And I sort of still feel like I'm in the infancy of it. I hope I've got a long, long way to go yet. But a couple of years ago, something remarkable happened, and it changed my life. I was asked to film my Who Do You Think You Are? And it took me to Punjab, where my family's from, and I got to tell the story of the partition of India. And I very quickly realized that this wasn't my story, it was a story of millions. And I came back, but it was the reaction to that program that really changed my life, actually, because so many people got in touch with me via Twitter and whatnot to say how little they knew about that piece of history. White British people, but young British Asians saying, we'd vaguely heard Granny say something, but we don't really know anything about it. Someone shockingly even got in touch via Twitter to say they didn't realize Pakistan was once part of India. This shocked me to the core and made me really sad. So I thought, I'm going to do something about it. And I went to the BBC and said, I want to make a program, the 70th anniversary is coming, and I want to tell the story of the largest mass migration in human history. 15 million people, because so many of us in this room, it's our history, right? It's our history. 15 million people were displaced. They became refugees overnight. 1 million people died. It's the end of empire, and yet we don't know about it. So, yeah, I made that program, and the wonderful thing about what we do in television is that we get to make programs and it goes out to millions. You don't know what the impact's going to be. And it was the impact and the reaction to that program that will stay with me forever. And I guess this is why I've got this in my hand, because it is amazing. And the same young people, the people I made that program for, were getting back in touch with me to say, because of your program, we've now sat down with Granny and found out about our history. We now know what our roots are. We can't believe the trauma that our families have been through and how nobody has spoken about it for 70 years. And then one thing happened once. I was filming a one-show piece at Covent Garden Flower Market at 4 o'clock in the morning, and this big, burly market trader came up to me and went, "Anita Rani." And I thought, oh, here we go, he wants to talk about Strictly. And he just grabbed my hands, and he had tears in his eyes, and he said, "I had no idea about the partition, and I can't even talk to you about it without crying because I was so connected to the humanity of the story." Yeah, because that's the point, isn't it? I'm British. I'm born here. I am British. This is what Britain looks like now. And it's my story, so I'm going to tell it. And it's your story. It's India's story. It's Pakistan's story. It's Bangladesh's story. But it's British. It's global history. And these stories need to be told. And I have to say, as a brown lass from Bradford, it was a proud moment to be able to make that programme for you on BBC One. There are so many people... Thank you. Working in television, you know, you don't work in a vacuum. There are so many people who have given me opportunities and helped me along the way, but that's a long list, and if I start naming everybody, Nick Ferrari will not be happy, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to thank the 3 most important people in my life, though, because I've never had the opportunity to do that publicly. So my husband, Puppy, my partner in crime, thank you for putting up with me and being the most supportive husband, because I do have a very erratic life and I am a workaholic. But also, my mum and dad, Lucky and Bal, because they gave me wings and allowed me to fly, because they did not treat me any differently because I was a daughter. My granny said when I was born, I was the first grandchild in the family, we don't celebrate when girls are born. My dad bought a crate of champagne, and me and Dad haven't stopped drinking since. So, yeah, I want to thank them because they encourage me every single day, but not just with what they say to me, with their actions. They are, as migrants, they are the most positive, the most hard-working people I know. They're also the most fun-loving and the best-looking couple I know on earth. And also, thankfully, they have British passports, so they're not going anywhere. So yeah, Mum and Dad, you're amazing. Thank you for everything, and thank you, Asian Awards. I'm going to use this to break more glass ceilings. Thank you.